Hi everyone, welcome to the cook along. We can't have sound on, I can hear myself. So that's a little first issue. It's our first time live streaming, so I'm hoping it will all go okay. Rob's here with me to manage the angles. We had a little problem. We were meant to have 3 angles going, and we're just gonna have 2 because a cord broke, but you know. We started with 3, and I think 2 is okay. And my sister, her name is Flo. She's going to be moderating the chat, just so you know. And I'm going to try to focus on cooking, speaking with you, and also looking at the chat here. So I can see there are lots of people here. Hi, everyone. Wow, from Germany. Hi, Katerina. Hi, Francesca. And Toronto, awesome. It's so nice to see that there are so many of you here. I wasn't quite sure what to expect this first cook along, but yeah, I'm excited to see you all. And from Mexico, Argentina, wow. Montreal, hi everyone. Spain, awesome. California, Sarah, hello. I'm a little bit nervous. It is my first time, but I'm going to try my best, stay calm. I hope you will too. I hope you will enjoy. We're going to make summer rolls. And yeah, I don't know if I should wait a couple of minutes maybe till everyone's on here. Agnes from Hungary. That's Rob's mom's name. And Nick from Yorkshire. Hello. From Virginia. Barcelona, you're from all over the place. It's so nice to see. Hi, everyone. Turkey, Oxford, Belgium, Sweden. Okay. Wow. Did I read Botswana there? Tokyo. Cool. No, maybe I didn't read Botswana. Yeah, Botswana. Awesome. Crazy cool. I guess we should get going. We're going to make summer rolls. And I don't know if you know this, but summer rolls originate from Vietnam. And unfortunately, I can't pronounce the Vietnamese name. But they're called a few different things in the Western world, like rice paper rolls, fresh spring rolls, summer rolls. They're a little bit related to spring rolls, but the difference is that you use rice paper that you dip in water, so it's like fresh and raw. It's not cooked, while spring rolls are cooked usually with a dough case or deep fried usually. If you have any questions, I'll try and glance over here to answer them as we go, and my sister will try to notify me as well. I also have some notes that I might look at, just so you know. And while I'm talking about the rice paper, it comes in different sizes, and it doesn't really matter which size you have. I got 2 so that I could show you. And yeah, maybe I'll do a bit of both. And what else? I've got a variety of vegetables. And when I wrote it out for you, of course, you can also watch without cooking. But when I wrote the vegetables out for you, it was just suggestions. You can use any vegetable. So maybe you don't have the same as me. Maybe you're not prepping the same vegetable as me as we go along. That's fine. Just do your thing. I am going to do something a little bit different with the carrots. So if you have one of those, you might want to wait to do it with me. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. When I make the sauce as well, I know some people are allergic to nuts. Then you can use tahini if you have it as an as an alternative. And I have 2 varieties. This is like a lighter one that's in color. I mean, that's made from whole sesame seeds, and this is a darker one. It's made from unwhole sesame seeds. It doesn't matter, whichever one you have is fine if you want to use that. And hi, Rome, Olympia, hello. Okay, I think it's calmed down a little bit in the chat. It's so nice to see you all again. If you just joined, welcome to the cook along. And yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to start. I was actually saying about the summer rolls as well. So traditionally in Vietnam, They usually put rice noodles inside. I'm not going to do that today. If you prepared rice noodles or if you want to use it, you can. I'm just going to make it like a salady summer roll. So I'm not using noodles, but I am using tofu. And if you're in Sweden, this is my sort of favorite smoked tofu brand. It's called Yipin. And yeah, it's made here in Sweden, so that's pretty cool. But if you have marinated tofu or just natural tofu, it's all fine. Whichever tofu you have is going to be good. So I think we should start. Let's start with a vegetable. Did I miss anything, Rob?
I don't think so.
No, I've been chatting a lot. So I'm going to start by just slicing up some red cabbage. If you have white cabbage, it's fine too. And yeah, what I like to do is just to slice it quite fine. And I think red cabbage looks nice inside. I like to keep this quite like colorful and fresh. But yeah, I'm just going to start slicing it quite fine. Sorry if it's very noisy. And Rob just sharpened these knives, so I sure hope I'm not going to cause a scene and cut my finger. Now, I don't know how many we're going to make, but I'll just cut up this piece. And a few of you have also asked some questions already for me, so I'll see if I can manage to speak and cook at the same time. But that's when I'm worried that I might just cut myself in the finger. So let's see how it goes. And like I said, if you have any questions, you can post them in the chat as well. Nice to see you all in the chat as well. And I did have some questions written here. Maybe I should try and answer them while I'm chopping, because it might get a little bit boring for you otherwise. Oh yeah, I was going to say that we're filming with a Blackmagic camera. We've kindly been lent one. I think that's the, yeah, Rob's nodding. I'm using the correct English. And someone was asking what lens we're using with this camera. And it's a Sigma Art 18 to 35 millimeters. We think it works really well for what we're doing. It's a good price point. So yeah, that's what we use on that camera. Just gonna dispose of this for now. And yeah, let's put this in a different bowl. And a lot of you have been asking about the ceramics as well. So I promised I would share a little bit. So I can tell you that this bowl, it's one I use quite a lot for my photography. Maybe Rob can get more of a close-up. There we are. It's from a British ceramics shop called Nom Living. I think they ship worldwide, and I really like their stuff. I have a few things from them. But yeah, I'm just going to use that to pop my vegetables on while we prep the rest. Can you see anything now? I think you can. It's a lot of things on my little island here. We're lucky for Malmö. We have a quite a big kitchen, but it's not huge. So that's the red cabbage. I'm going to also use some cucumber, so we can chop that next. And if you have, I mean, whatever size rice paper you have, you can look a little bit like how big or long you want your pieces to be. But it's also fine if they're shorter, or, I mean, longer would be difficult, but shorter is fine. Let's see, someone's asking how old I am. I'm 30 years old. I turned 30 this year in March. So I've left my 20s, which is fine with me. And they're also asking if YouTube is my full-time job. And at the moment, it more or less is. Rob and I also work together making videos and taking photos for other companies. But we have been laying quite low this year. Partially with the pandemic going on, and partially because we were sort of gonna do a little bit of a restart. So how I'm cutting these, I just want to make like little matchsticks type shapes. I can show there now when I have you in the right. So I'm just cutting slices and then making matchsticks out of them. That's what I like. Hope you can see. Now, what was I talking about? What I do for a living. So yeah, that's basically what we do. I think I answered it. I'm not sure. I'm a little overwhelmed. Let's see if there were more questions. What is my education qualification? Well, actually, I studied at uni to become a dancer. So I went to London to study dance practically at a place called Laban, or now I think it's called like Trinity Laban Institute or something. And I studied contemporary dance, but I only made it about a what's it called? A term and a bit. And then I got injured in my back. I had 2 stress fractures. So I deferred and I didn't go back to keep training, but I transferred some of my credits to Stockholm University, where I finished my studies theoretically. So I have a BA in performance studies. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. And I think it taught me a lot, even though I'm not using it. I'm not in theory using this degree. I think I learned a lot during that time. There are more questions. Is this my dream job? I don't know. Now it is, I think. This is really fun. And I'm enjoying the creative part of doing this, of course. And it's so wonderful to have this connection with people and to be able to share something that I'm really passionate about. I mean, I guess that is the definition of a dream job. So, but it's not what I dreamt of when I was a kid, really. I actually don't know what I dreamt of when I was a kid. Maybe Flo knows. She'll tell you in the chat if she knows. Let's see. Hello, Juan from Colombia. Hi, Barbara. Nice to see you guys. I'm continuing chopping this cucumber, and I'm having a feeling that this live might just be very long if I'm gonna chop this slowly. But I have all my fingers intact, so that's good. Let's see now. I have 2 more things to chop. I have spring onion and carrot. I'm gonna do the spring onion first. Actually, I also have the tofu to chop, so 3 things. And yeah, with this, I always cut it off at the very end. And I use these I put these in the freezer with a bunch of other scraps that I make vegetable stock from later. But you can also cut them off a little bit higher and put them in water, like this inch piece in water, and they will regrow. So the spring onion will regrow, and without spending any money, you'll have more spring onion. So that's a tip, but I'm going to do that and put it in my trusty bowl over here. And then I'm roughly cutting the same length as the other vegetables. So I have pieces like that. And I'm going to go about that high. I'm going to put that there for now. So that's what I do when I cook. I almost always have a bowl next to me that I can put any scraps in, especially like onion peels, carrot peels, garlic bits and peels, and I use them for stock later. But yeah, I'm going to cut these into smaller pieces. I can see the chat moving in my peripheral vision. I'm going to have a look in 1 second. Oh, wow, this name, Özge. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hello from Turkey. Rena from Dubai. Hello. Rob's parents used to live in Dubai, actually. We've been there a few times. We did some work there, actually, and we obviously went to visit quite a few times. Someone says they loved, or actually I can read the name, sorry. Nick says they loved the Instagram post where I was dancing. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Sometimes I feel a bit silly posting things like that, but I'm glad that it resonates with you guys. And your note makes me feel more confident. So thank you. I can see Flo writing something here now. Oh, wow, lots of questions. Am I still practicing yoga? Well, sometimes. Ooh, that was close. Sometimes I do. I don't do it as regularly as I used to. I don't know if I'm making any sense of these spring onions either, but I'm just cutting them into little strip kind of pieces. Maybe Rob already showed you that. About the yoga, I still do from time to time. That one's a bit soft. I don't do it regularly, but I would like to get into doing it again more regularly. But at the moment, I am practicing Pilates mainly, and I'm walking a lot. Someone actually asked what I do for exercise and how often, and I try to do take a walk every day. I try to walk a bit briskly so that I work up a little bit of a heartbeat. That's not how you say it, but I think you know what I'm saying. And then I do Pilates, and I'm doing a 2-week free program with a girl here on YouTube, actually. She's called Lottie Murphy. So if you're interested in trying out Pilates, you can check her channel out. She's cool, and she makes good classes. And another question. What would be your favorite starter, main, and dessert? Oh, I only get to choose one? Oh, I don't even know. Starter. Rob, help. Dessert, maybe ice cream. I love ice cream. Or something with, like, I love crumble. But that's not very exciting, really.
I like Indian food at the moment.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying Indian food at the moment. Actually, one of my favorite foods is dosa. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a South Indian dish. It's a fermented pancake. I think it's made from rice and lentils. And I like the masala. I think it's called masala dosa. It's like potatoes, curried potatoes inside of a crispy fermented pancake. That would maybe be my main dish. And actually those Indian sweets, I don't know what they're called, but they have like aniseed, and it's like sugar pastels. I love those as well. That's not, I don't think that's really a dessert. I wouldn't mind some of those. I don't know, I don't eat starters very often. I was actually in London last year, and there I had a really nice smoky cauliflower. I think they had grilled it at a restaurant called Mildred's. I really like that restaurant. If you're in London, I don't know now during the pandemic how it is there if you can go to restaurants, but I recommend that place. Yeah, it was smoky cauliflower on top of, Rob, do you remember? Was it hummus?
Yeah, I think so.
And that was really good. So maybe that would be my favorite or top starter, however you say it. But I don't think that's a very cohesive meal. But I like a lot of food. Someone's asking if I've been to culinary school. No, I have not. I've spent a few hours in the kitchen playing around, and yeah, that's it. I think someone asked something here that I should have. How did I become vegan? I think that's a good question that I should talk about. Someone else asked it as well previously. And when I met Rob, he was vegetarian, and I was an omnivore, if that's what you say. And of course, he inspired me with his ethics. And also I went through some problems with my digestion that I'm still dealing with, to be perfectly honest. Okay, that's my spring onions done. I hope that's enough. I think so. I'm going to pop them here. Where was I?
Digestion.
Digestion. So I had some problems with my digestion. And, oh, we're about to have a disaster. I tried to prepare myself, but I think sorry about the noise. I'm going to peel this carrot. You don't have to peel carrots, but I bought this at the market. It's not organic. I'm going to peel it. Yeah, I had some digestion issues after having a really bad food poisoning from shellfish. And I had an intolerance test, and it showed that I was intolerant to eggs, dairy, and a bunch of other stuff. But eggs and dairy, together with Rob being vegetarian and us living together, meant that mainly we cooked vegan food, or we only cooked vegan food at home. So that was sort of a like a sideways entrance to veganism, but I would still eat other things, animal products, when we went out to eat at restaurants. Then I saw a documentary that I can't remember the name of now. It wasn't a strictly vegan documentary, but it was about the food industry. And I think they talked a lot about cows in that film. And it really, it made something click in my mind. Like what Rob had been sort of saying and what I had been thinking about a lot, it sort of clicked with that film. And I was, I decided that I was no longer going to eat any animal products, and then later on also change my lifestyle in large to a vegan lifestyle. So that's how it sort of happened. And I did that more or less overnight. I just decided. So yeah, that's how that happened. And now I would say that I'm not doing this, I'm not being vegan for my health anymore. It's more of an ethical, from an ethical standpoint. And I think that when you go vegan, it's like your mind opens up a little bit. At least that was my experience, that I just felt like I saw things clearly for the first time almost in terms of the animal agriculture industry, and just started thinking a lot about what kind of impact I wanted to have on the world. And yeah, so I think I answered that question. So what I'm going to do with this carrot now, poor carrot's been waiting for me. I'm going to just peel strips with my trusty peeler that Rob actually hates. He has his own peeler. Little fun fact. But yeah, I'm just going to peel strips. But you could also cut this into matchsticks. Someone's asking how many languages I speak. I speak 2 languages. It's English and Swedish. I've also studied French and Spanish, but I don't remember much. I'm not fluent at all. I can say, hola, ¿cómo estás? And me llamo Malin, ¿cómo te llamas? I know the basics type thing. I can say bonjour, je m'appelle Malin, ça va? That's about it. Merci beaucoup. Yeah, those are my language skills. I think 2 languages are pretty good. I'm happy. Let's see. Someone's asking about my tattoo. A lot of people ask about my tattoo. This, can you show, Rob, in case not everyone has seen? It's a triangle on my finger. And people want to know the meaning. And it's more of that I remember a time from this tattoo. I got it when I moved away from London, and I thought I wasn't going to come back there. And I'd been working at a cafe called The Waiting Room. It's in Deptford. If you're from London, maybe you know it. I was working there, and next door to that cafe is a tattoo parlor. And they are sort of, almost did something bad again. They are sort of interconnected. And sorry, I'm just going to go back to the chat also. And I decided I wanted a memory of that time. And triangles, the shape of a triangle was very in at that time. And I thought it looked really cool. I guess that makes me not so cool maybe. So I decided I wanted this. And I had to convince them to do it on my finger because they, it was my first tattoo and it's still my only tattoo. And they don't necessarily do that for a first tattoo parlors. So I've done my ribbons, by the way, and I'm going to put them to the side as well. I've also got some, I think you can see, I've got some lettuce here that I'm going to use. And I also have some pea shoots. I've got some mint, and I have some lemon balm. I've never put that in before, but I'm going to try it today. You can use coriander as well. You can use basil, Thai basil. Most like soft herbs taste good in this. I wouldn't use like thyme or rosemary. I feel I've been derailed from answering my question about the tattoo. And I should have actually made the sauce before I started with the vegetables, but I got carried away. So now I've prepped my vegetables and I'm going to make the sauce. And about the tattoo, last thing is that a triangle like this is a symbol of a fire sign also. I found out later. And I am a fire sign, or born into a fire sign. I don't even know how you say this. So I sort of think about that as well when I carry this around. That it signifies something in me, kind of thing. Okay, so let's make the sauce now and move forward. I have a little, I don't even know what this is. This is not a bowl. It's like a cup. I made this, by the way, to talk about ceramics. I made a lot of the things that I use in my videos. It's a lot of fun. It's not super easy, but it's a nice challenge. And I'm going to use this little cup to make the sauce. And I'm going to start with the garlic. So I'm going to use 1 garlic clove. I don't know if this garlic looks that healthy. Let's see. Let's see. I feel I've lost a lot of track of what's happening in the chat. I apologize. Someone's asking if I could live any other place than Sweden. Where would you live? Kari is asking me this. Hi, Kari. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I could live any other place, let me think about that while I do this garlic. So either now with the garlic, I would use a press like this, or without sound, a microplane. Let's make it difficult and use the microplane. So I would put it over like this and just like grate it in there. You can of course chop it up fine as well. And if I could live any other place, I don't know. If I just think about like the landscape. Oh, I was about to say some ugly words, but let's skip this one. I don't know why I'm being silly. Let's use this instead and not grate our nails and fingers into the sauce. I'm just squeezing it in. And then I like to use the back of my knife to get it off. I'd say that's about enough. If you don't like garlic, just leave it out. You don't have to use garlic in the sauce. I love garlic. What I was going to say, if I just thought about like the landscape, and I don't really know much about the politics as such, I really have been looking a lot at Italy and the beautiful northern part. I could imagine living close to this big lake. I think it's called the Garda Lake. It looks very lovely. But then I could imagine living further afield as well. But I think I'm going to stay in Sweden. And partially that is because I have a mother that, well, my mother lives here, my sister lives here, and my mother won't fly. She's very scared. And obviously flying is not that great for the environment in the first place. I think I'm going to stay put. But Italy is beautiful, and I mean, I think there would be like a myriad of places I could imagine going to and living at least for a while if I thought it was feasible. Yeah, let's put some peanut butter in here. I have crunchy peanut butter, and yeah, I was going to say about this sauce. I usually wing it. So now I have a garlic clove in here, and I'm going to tell you how much I put in, and then we'll taste and we see how we go. So I have peanut butter. I have crunchy. Smooth would maybe be better. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon in there of that. But if you wanted to use tahini, then you could use that now. Let me get another spoon. I'm going to use Japanese soy sauce. It's the one I like. But you can use tamari if you're like strictly gluten-free, for example. And I'm going to put well, let's start with 1 tablespoon and see how we go. And then I have lime. So I'm going to squeeze that in there as well. I'm going to put that there. Cut this in half. If you wanted to, you could use the zest of the lime. So you could use that microplane that I put aside and grate it in there, but I'm just going to squeeze this in now. I don't think this was a very juicy lime. So if you have a very juicy lime, maybe you want to use less than I am, but I'm starting to squeeze this half in. Hello, Arletta from Dublin. Lisa says she likes to use sriracha in their peanut sauce. Of course, you can do that. You can add anything spicy, any hot sauce, really. I don't know. I tend to make things really spicy, or I use nothing spicy. And I don't mean to make them really spicy. It just seems to happen. Rob says it's because I don't measure things properly. It's probably true. Okay, I'm going for the whole lime here. This wasn't super juicy, so keep in mind, maybe you use a half if yours is really big or is super juicy. Let's see what you're writing. I'm trying to read. Someone's saying, Yara is saying, maybe my sister could read me the comments or the questions. And unfortunately, she's not with us in the apartment. She's at home, just moderating the chat so that everyone's nice to each other. I trust you guys, but you never know who shows up, who wants to make a bit of ruckus. So she's just checking out that no one's being rude. I'm going to rinse my hands. I also have a towel that I'm going to use.
Ruby says hello.
Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Yeah, you can read me some questions. That would be easier, Rob.
Ruby from Vanessa's account.
Oh, hi, Ruby. Hi, Vanessa. Maybe you're there as well. Nice to see you guys. Ruby is Rob's, oh, what would it be? Cousin something. Vanessa is Rob's cousin, and Ruby is Vanessa's daughter. It's a bit of family joining. Hi, Isadora from Brazil. I'm just stirring the sauce now. I forget to actually tell you what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm just going to stir this up and focus a little bit. So at first it's going to look like grainy and not so nice, but it should get better. Just keep stirring. And maybe you have a lot stuck on the spoon, then you can just take another spoon and like try to get it off. And this doesn't look like a lot of sauce, so maybe I should have done double, but you know. Someone's asking if I've tried, Juan is asking if I've tried Colombian cofre. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but no, I have not. I actually don't know what it is. Maybe you can tell us in the chat. Have I ever thought about writing a book? Yes, I have. I'm a little bit... I felt that I haven't been ready for that. But maybe now I feel more ready. So maybe in the future I'll write a book. It would be nice. So my sauce obviously has little bits in it because I have chunky, crunchy peanut butter. And I also managed to get some pieces of lime in there, but I don't think it really matters that much. But you can see that it's quite loose. So I'm just gonna taste it. It's maybe a little bit salty, and quite tangy. You can taste yours as well, of course, to see what you think. But I quite like that because the rolls are, well, they're quite neutral in a way in taste. If you're using smoked tofu or marinated tofu, of course, that will give it more flavor. But otherwise, you know, it's vegetables and the rice paper is very neutral. So I like the sauce to pack some punch. So I'm quite happy with this. I'm going to leave it like that. But if you feel it's too salty, too tangy, you can add some water to this and thin it out. Normally, my sauce is a little bit thicker than this, but I'm fine with this. I hope you're fine with it too. So I'm going to set this aside. And of course, if you're like making a dinner now for your family, I would like quadruple this amount of sauce. So take a minute to do that if you need to. I shouldn't leave that in there because it's going to topple over. Oh, I just splashed my kitchen as well with sauce, but that's cool. I can clean. I put that there. I have one more thing to chop. It's the tofu. And I have a scissors over here, so I'm going to just cut that open. I'm sweating, I must say. Maybe that's, yeah, it's very hot in Sweden at the moment. And we've closed the window so you don't have to hear the neighbors having their barbecue and the seagulls, believe it or not, plenty of seagulls flying around here, making a bunch of noise. I don't know, how is it where you are right now? Is it super hot? I think most of Europe is having a heat wave at the moment, so this food is actually perfect. Someone's asking what's my best tips for succeeding at becoming a vegan. I'm going to answer. Same with this tofu now. I don't squeeze the water out. I think it's fine as it is. If you have super wet tofu, you might want to squeeze the water out. I'm going to just cut it into strips like this. I don't know. I like the vegetables to be a similar size and the tofu. I guess I just called tofu a vegetable. I don't know if that's quite right, but I cut it in the same kind of size. I don't think I'm going to cut this whole block, maybe like half of it. And I said I would answer a question, and now I've forgotten what it was. Senza Living is asking, what's my best tip for succeeding at becoming vegan? And if it's something you really want to do, then I would say that your motivation is the most important part of succeeding at transitioning to a vegan lifestyle, a vegan diet. Because if you know why you're doing something, it's much easier to stick to what you decided in the first place. So when there's like a temptation, you can remind yourself of the reasoning as to why you're doing something. So I would say that's the top tip. And then also being a bit prepared, like making sure that some meals that you like, that you can prepare, maybe trying some new things, like maybe one new dish a week or something at the beginning, just so that you set yourself up for success, that you prepare yourself. And yeah, I think those are my top two tips off the top of my head. That's the tofu done. I'm going to put them to the side as well. And we're ready to roll. I don't even know how long we've been on here now, but I hope you're enjoying yourselves. And we'll just keep going. I'm going to put my knife to the side. And to prepare the rolls, you're going to need a bowl of water. I have quite a shallow bowl that the smaller size will fit all in one, but the bigger size will not. And then I'll show you how to do both. But I need to actually open these packages, which I should probably have prepared beforehand. Excuse me. Dear Lord. This is ridiculous. But here we go. So I'm going to start by using the smaller one. And it's quite flimsy, so one has already broken here. But it's very thin. If you've never used it before, it's okay. And you're going to dip it into the water. And you want it to soften. That's what it's doing in there if you've never made this before. So that you can shape it, roll it up. And before we do that, I actually want to show you a trick for making these rolls not stick to the surface you're rolling it on. So I have my cutting board here, but it's not very wet. So if I put the wet paper on here, it's quite likely that it's going to stick. So what I like to do is take a dishcloth. This is actually a napkin, but doesn't matter. It was just smaller. And I wet it. So yeah, maybe you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just using this bowl now, so I don't have to go over and get more water. And I just wet it, or dampen it, maybe is the correct word. And I lay it over. I didn't do a great job wetting it, but I think I did an okay job. I just put that over, try to smooth it out a bit. And this will help with the not sticking so that it's easier to roll the roll. Roll the roll? Roll the roll. And the water in the bowl should probably be like warm, but not hot. You don't want to cook the rice paper, but you want it to be warm enough that it can soften. It will work with cold water as well. You're just going to have to dip it in there a bit longer. And I should have opened this big one as well. We can start with a big one, and I'll show you a little technique for getting the whole thing wet when it's too big for the bowl. So if you have a deeper bowl, this might be what you do as well. So you can start by dipping one side in, and then you can rotate it. My water is pretty cold at this point, I can tell you. So let's see how long this is going to take me. But just like rotate it, and you can feel that it's becoming softer already. But like with my cold water, it's not getting that soft that fast. Maybe if you have warmer water, it's already soft. Then just take it out and put it on your surface, ready to roll. I might have to just get warmer water, to be honest, for the next one. So now you can see mine is becoming quite soft because it's starting to like mold into the bowl. And I think rolling these, don't fold over and get stuck. It's a bit like making pancakes. You know, the first one is not the perfect one. I need my towel now, because now you're going to get cold, hot, what am I saying? Wet and hands. So now mine's folded. We'll see if it's just got stuck there. Let's hope not. I'm going to try and spread this out onto here. So it's quite soft, but it's not completely like floppy. It's a little floppy maybe on some sides, but yeah. Iggy is here. Hi, Iggy. That's Rob's mom. Thank you for coming. Of course, I love all of you that are here. Thank you for coming too. It's fun to see some familiar faces. Now, what you put at the bottom of the rice paper is going to be what you sort of see on the outside of the roll. So if you want to be creative, make some patterns or like a nice, well, whatever you want to be on the outside to make it look nice, you put first. So I'm using some toasted sesame seeds. I think that looks quite fun from the outside. It sort of makes some speckles. And I'm putting it sort of in the middle. We'll see how that looks in the end. And then I'm going to take some mint. Some fresh mint. I'm going to put that on there, like so. Can you see? Just 2 leaves on the bottom. Then I'm going to take some red cabbage and pop it on there. And this part is a little bit time consuming maybe to make them, but it can be fun also. It can be quite meditative if you're doing it yourself, or if you're doing it with someone, it can be a nice pastime to do together. I'm popping some cucumber on. I've got my carrot ribbons. I'm popping them on there. I should have maybe popped my lettuce leaf on. I have to think now. I have these pea shoots. I'm popping them on there. And obviously, whatever veggies you have, you pop them on now in whatever order you want. Got some tofu. I'll put two in here. Got my spring onion. And of course, you can vary what you put in each roll to your liking. I don't know if this is like too much or too little now. It was a minute ago that I made them the last time. But let's see how we go. I don't want to put too much in there on my first roll because I might just break the whole thing. So I'm popping some lettuce on there. I think I got it all. Rob, did I miss something?
I think you're good.
Yeah. So then, good. Rob's showing you what I'm doing. So I like to do it like this. I lift the back. I hold on to the veggies and I fold that over. And I try not to stick too much with my fingers. If you stick too much, you can always dip your hand in a little bit of water. And then I fold in the sides like that. I try to hold it tight, push the veggies back, and then roll it up like that. Mine broke. That happens sometimes. It's okay. It's fine. It's gonna taste good anyway. I don't know if I'm telling you or myself, but it's fine. And I think I could have put a bit more in this one, seeing as it was such a big paper, because now you see it's like overlapped here. That's also fine, it doesn't matter, but you can't see the pattern as well on the outside. So let's see if I can put these somewhere now. Sorry, it's gonna get messier and messier here. I feel it happening already. So I'm just gonna pop this to the side and roll the next one. So I'm going to use the little one now and see how that goes. And I think I've touched them with wet hands because they are sticking together. But I'm just going to dip this over here now. And someone's asking, Mansi is asking about coriander. I had some coriander, or I have some coriander, but it didn't look its freshest. So I'm not using it right now. But you can definitely use it. It's super nice in here. And I'm going to make some chutney or something from mine rather than using it fresh in here. And I was going to change the water, but I didn't. So I'm dipping for a little bit. Mansi is saying, roll it like a burrito. I'm not a burrito expert, but I think you fold the sides in first and then roll it over. I'm going to try that next time. Okay, next is softish. That's how I like it, not too soft. I'm popping it down here, and I think we're just going to roll a bit now. So like I said, you can vary it any way you like. I've lost my towel. There it is. I'm taking some sesame seeds again. Yeah, you can use whatever you like, mix your veggies however you like, and be creative, enjoy the process, and we'll make some rolls together. And then I'll show you how to plate it up, or how I would or am going to plate it up. So I'm putting some lemon balm on there. Let's hope it tastes good in this. I think it will. And some veggies. I'm just going to make mixed ones. Oh, wow. Now I have a smaller, let's see how this goes. I have a smaller paper. So less things, Malin. Less things. Rob, can you read some for me? If there's something, or can you not?
Does Rob know Swedish or speak Swedish?
Does Rob want to answer, or does Rob want me to answer?
I don't know if they could hear me actually from here.
Okay, I will answer. Rob can speak a little bit of Swedish. He uses an app called Duolingo. Maybe you guys know of this app to learn. And I am fighting with my veggies to stay in place. So he can speak a little bit. He can say thank you, tack, hey, hello. He can say kör försiktigt, which means drive safely. I think that's a handy one. And what else can you say?
That's it.
No, that's not it. He can say more things. He can say I love you. He can say kiss and hug and stuff. But I want him to learn. I think he wants to learn. I hope he wants to learn more. And yeah, that's where we're at with that.
What are your favorite Swedish dishes?
My favorite Swedish dishes. I like meatballs, obviously, but not meatballs, like vegan meatballs. And I buy them. So, oh no, I didn't do the burrito trick. Sorry, next time. Just gonna roll that one up. See how we go. There we are. That one looks like that, a bit smaller. I think I'm gonna keep going with these smaller ones. My favorite dishes. I like something I made here on the channel a while back. I think it was like a winter warming what I eat in a day video. I made something called raggmunk. It's a really funny word, actually. I don't know where that came from. And it's like a potato pancake. It's like a pancake batter with grated potato in it, and then you just cook it up like a pancake, and you eat it with something called lingonberries. It's a red berry, it's quite tart, and you find it in the forest here in Sweden and in other Nordic countries as well. Maybe in other countries as well, maybe you know what it is. Yeah, you make a jam from that, and you have that on there. And traditionally, I think you would eat some sort of salty meat with it, but I make it with some fried up smoked tofu. I have a little bit of an obsession with smoked tofu. You can maybe tell now. And that's really yummy. Is there anything else Swedish that I really... Yeah, Rob's really obsessed with this sandwich cake. I made a video a while back. Maybe some of you remember. So it's a savory cake, like a sandwich, but a cake. And yeah, that's pretty nice. I wouldn't say that's my favorite Swedish food, but it's pretty nice. I guess a strawberry cake would be, but that's not, is that a food? It's a dessert. It's like a spongy cake with cream. Obviously, I would use like soy cream. And let's try something different this time. I'll put some pea shoots at the bottom. Yeah, I lost my train of thought again. I think I answered. Did I? Put some carrots. I think I've lost Flo as well. I'm sorry, Flo. I don't know what questions you're sending me, but I appreciate you being here.
Yara asks, have you ever had Lebanese food?
What's his name? Or her name?
Yara?
Yara. If I've ever had Lebanese food. Yes, I have. I've had falafel. I think that's Lebanese. And I think I've had Lebanese, now I say I think. I'm pretty sure I've had Lebanese food. Lentil soup, a Lebanese lentil soup. And I've had like meze. I would say in Dubai we've had Lebanese food. No, Rob? Mm-hmm. If you're wondering any specific dish, please ask me and I'll try to be more specific. I'm sorry. Doing this very slowly, but thanks for your patience. Hopefully you're not rolling 5 times as fast as me, or at least enjoying the chatting.
You're gonna try burrito it?
Oh yeah. Let's do it. So I think this is what you mean by burrito. Folding one side over, then the other side over. See, this one is starting to stick now, but it would have stuck more if it was on a on the wood itself. So let's roll it up. It's my third roll. Okay, let's change this water a bit now. Someone was asking how to keep the rolls fresh for the next day. I'm going to put the water on, sorry. Oh, I did it again. Okay, I would say that's warm. And I honestly have no good suggestion for how to keep them fresh for tomorrow. Mine go a little bit hard. Maybe trying, I mean, if you don't want them to stick together, a tip could be to put like lettuce leaves in between the rolls. So that would be one way of not having them all stick together in the fridge, but that they get a little bit dry. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. Maybe someone else out there has a good idea. Leave it in the chat and let's learn from each other. Sarah or Sarah is asking if I could eat one thing for the rest of my life, what would it be? I'm guessing you mean like one dish? I don't know. I think previously I've answered to this question like sushi. I really like sushi. I think you can make a lot of different kind of rolls and shapes and combos with that. So I really like that. And as I said before, one of my favorite foods are, it's called dosa. It's an Indian, South Indian dish, as far as I've understood. And I really love that. I think, honestly, I think I could eat that for every day for the rest of my life. And it's probably pretty good for breakfast as well as lunch and dinner. So maybe that. Taking some mint again. See how this goes. Daniela is asking, have I recently eaten a meal I didn't like? I don't think so, because honestly, Rob and I have been at home a lot since the pandemic started. And did we cook something we didn't like? Did we cook something did we make something that we didn't make well?
Something too spicy, maybe, but it wasn't.
But I still liked it, I think. We've been making jackfruit tacos, so like a taco meat out of jackfruit. And I managed to always make this so spicy. And for once, Rob kind of thinks it's more spicy than I do, which never happens. But with this, it does for some reason. I think I've forgotten to put the spring onion in the last one. I'm not sure. Let's put some extra in here. But no, I don't think we've had a meal that we didn't like lately. Mainly eating at home, and we have been trying new things, but I think we've done an okay job. I'm gonna do the burrito, or should I put more in here? Am I skimping? The burrito method again.
Mansi says, have we ever had Gujarati food?
Mansi asked, have we ever had Gujarati food? And in South Africa, we went to a restaurant called Gujarati Rasoi. Is that correct? I think that's what it was called. Or the Little Gujarat.
Wasn't that in Dalston?
Okay, maybe the place in London that we went to is called Gujarati Rasoi. And the place we went to in South Africa is called Little Gujarat. Or Little Gujarati. Yeah. I'm sorry if I'm just butchering this. I'm going to keep rolling. So yes, I believe I have. And I realize in India, there are many different regions with different food or food cultures. And I've had a lot of different Indian food, but I must admit that I am not always aware of which region the food I'm eating originates from. But I remember loving whatever I had there. I think we had a thali, and it was delicious. I mean, at the place in South Africa now. You're making Rob's just making funny noises, like he wants to say something.
1 hour mark.
Oh wow, we've been on an hour. I hope you're not like busy for the rest of the day, because I'm still rolling. And I'm sorry, Flo. I think I said we would only be on for an hour. So maybe I make 2 more rolls quickly, and then I'll plate it up, and then I'll let you get on with your day, evening, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. Apparently, I can just go on forever. This is really fun. I hope you think so too. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to say is that this is really great. This dish is really great for like for a family or at a dinner party or whatever. You can just set everything out on the table, like the ingredients, the veggies, the tofu, cut up, and you can roll and eat at the table as you go.
We missed a message earlier on from Yoisho. She said, would you like to visit Japan?
Yoisho, I hope I'm saying your name okay. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your names right. I'm doing my best. Asking if I want to go to Japan. Tokyo, Japan, Japan in general?
Japan.
Well, yeah, I would love to go to Japan. I think it seems really interesting and very cool. There are lots of places around the world that I'd love to visit, but Rob and I have decided at large not to fly so much anymore. And I don't quite know how I would get to Japan without flying. Maybe the Siberian, what's it called? Trans-Siberian Railway?
Maybe.
And then to China and then somehow, I don't know. But it would be very cool to visit Japan, definitely. Oh, I'm just sticking all over. Okay, I'm gonna do my last one, and then I'm gonna plate it up, and yeah, we're gonna wrap it up slowly. I'm trying to read. Barbara saying she's having a great time. I'm glad you are. I'm having a great time too. I think this is really fun. As you can tell, an hour later, I'm still here. Mansi is suggesting to add roasted cumin and fennel seeds ground with pestle and mortar instead of sesame seeds. It tastes really good as well. And I can imagine it tastes really good. I love fennel seeds. I love fennel. Rob thinks I'm hilarious. I like anything fennel, fennel tea, fennel seeds, fennel, as in the vegetable.
And dill.
And I love dill, yeah. In the summer, I love anything with dill. That's quite a Swedish thing, I think, that the dill comes out in summer. So maybe something with dill would be one of my favorite Swedish foods, but I can't think of one at the moment. Hi, Esther from Hungary. Do I miss having a garden to grow my own vegetables? Yes, I do. I do, and I look forward to the day when I have a garden again. I've forgotten about the herbs now. That you say garden, I'll use some herbs. Yeah, I would love to have a vegetable garden again. I did a video recently about growing microgreens in your window, and that's really fun as well. So I feel like I'm at least being able to grow some things in my home here in my flat. So that feels good. Okay. I've completely stopped talking about the rolls I'm making, but I'm just combining all the vegetables, rolling them up, adding some tofu, adding some lettuce, some sprouts. And I'm going back to my original rolling method, maybe a few more sesame seeds. Just over the top, in from the sides. Actually, I want to do one more roll just to show you a different way. Just bear with me, one more. Just one more. I wanted to show you that you can actually roll it without folding in the sides. Maybe you know this already. But then you get like, if you cut it in two, you get like this more, it has like a flare, the roll. It has like something sticking out. I'll show you. Barbara says she's a fennel lover too. We can make a little club. Elizabeth says we're going to need a taste test from Rob. Let's see if he agrees. Patricius is saying, I recommend going on a Trans-Siberian train to get there. Well, maybe one day I will go on a Trans-Siberian train and make my way to Japan. Let's see. Patricius is also asking, also, aside from eating well, do I also exercise? Yes, I exercise, but I don't do anything like hardcore, I would say. I actually, when I do like strenuous exercise, like too hard, like if I tried CrossFit or something, I feel so tired afterwards. It's like I don't know if you heard that. That was on the road out here. I feel like I knacker myself out to the point where I'm like tired for the rest of the day. And maybe that's because I have like a bad cardio or something and I need to train it. But I do like quite gentle exercise methods. Like I like Pilates, I like yoga, I love dancing, and I love to walk. I'm not a runner. I love to just walk, and that's what I do. So I'm going to show you now. So I've put the sesame seeds all the way to the edge of the rice paper. And so if you want to make like this roll where things start sticking out, I could suggest like putting lettuce on the sides like this. See how that goes. Something like that. Maybe I should have put it a bit more out. I forget to breathe. Sorry. I don't know. I'm saying sorry to you. I should maybe say sorry to myself. Not breathing. Okay, I'm going to put some cucumber. So I'm putting it all the way to the end now. Some red cabbage. Sprouts would look really nice here, actually, if you're making one where you want it to stick out, to put these shoots towards the end. I think mine is becoming very slim in the middle. I'm going to have to put something there. I've kind of ripped these to pieces now, so sorry, I'm making a mess. I feel like I go off in little tangents throughout this. I hope I'm somewhat cohesive and that I answer the whole question, not like half. I'm sorry if that's the case. Okay, a bit of carrot. This is my last roll, I promise. I don't know if I'm making this too thick now. Time will tell. Some spring onion. I'm just going all in now since I'm on my last roll with all of you lovely people. Can you see how many people are here, Rob?
172, I think.
We're 172 people. Maybe you see this. Is it correct or did you get it wrong?
That's right.
That's a lot of people. Thank you for coming. So nice to have you all here. Sorry that I don't have time or mental clarity to answer all your questions and keep more track of the chat. I'm going to roll this up now. So now I'm just going to like grab hold, roll it, try to squeeze the veggies in and just roll it over like that. And then you can see that there's veggies sticking out here. And this is what I was thinking. So I'm going to need my knife back. I can use this knife. So I'm going to cut this one up at least. And I'm going to show you how I would plate it. So maybe I shouldn't show you how to do it like that. I'm going to wet my knife a little bit because the stuff is sticky. So if you wet your knife a little bit, it won't stick so much to the sticky stuff. I'm just going to cut that in half. And then you have this beautiful, oh, it's coming undone. when you do things live, these things happen. But you have these, like, I think I actually should have made more of these, but I think it looks really beautiful when you do it like this. And it looks really nice on a plate. So let's plate it up. Let's move some of this stuff to the side. I don't know why I have so little plates, but this is how it is. So I wanted to plate it on this plate, but now it looks a bit big. I made this plate as well, by the way, to go back to the. I'm back, I'm sorry. I made this plate as well in my ceramics class. I'm very proud to have made a plate this size, but this is its little brother. So one way of serving this could be to just, this sauce is, oh well, it is what it is. The sauce is in here, so I could put that there, and then just like lay these a bit, they stick a little, so you can always put like lettuce leaves between to make them not stick as much. I could maybe serve it like this. So this would be one option. Or another option could be to, I'm just going to pour the sauce into here. Let's see how it looks. Maybe your sauce needs a little stir now. Then you can do that. But what I was going to say is that you can, where did I put the knife? Okay, I'm like losing it.
Get another one.
Third knife coming up. I think it's so funny that a lot of you often say that I'm so calm, but I think that this live has shown that I'm also a little bit like clumsy, but it's okay. So I'm just going to cut straight on here. Maybe you don't want to do this at home, but oh yeah, it's a good idea. It's good practice, but don't cut yourself. Don't do what I do. Just dip it in water. So otherwise, if you don't want to put them on whole, you can cut them in half, and it doesn't look quite as extravagant as that, but it still looks nice. So you can plate it up with all the colors more on the outside, like this. Let's see how I go. I don't know if I made enough rolls to fill even this little plate. I talk too much and roll too little. I'll learn for next time. Can you see there? Am I actually not doing it in shot? I think I made just enough for this plate to look sort of finished. Like that. How does that look on camera? The third angle we were going to have was going to be a top down, where you maybe would have seen better how it looks. But that's my finished plate that I'm going to enjoy when I've said goodbye to all of you. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you've made some delicious rolls that you can enjoy when we say goodbye as well. I made a little bit of a mess. I hope it's okay. I don't know if I should try to answer like a few quick fire questions. Oh yeah, Rob, come and eat one. He's shaking his head. Okay, you can eat one over there. I'll give it to him. He didn't quite dress up for this occasion. I won't make him come over here. Okay, I'm gonna go around. Oh, I have cords and stuff everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I'm making you have a taste test. They asked for it. Let's, huh? Me have a taste test, yeah. Of course. But that's even more funny to be in front of the camera. Mm. Rob nods his head and says, I think maybe my sauce is a bit strong. Rob shakes his head no this time. What did yours turn out like? Are you having tests at home? Tell us how they turned out. Juan says it looks nice and delicious. Thank you, Juan. Galina says thank you. Well, thank you for coming. Nazmia says a rainbow dish. Yes, this is indeed a rainbow dish. My sister says eating on camera, always fun. And it sure is. I'm sure I have like stuff in my mouth. It's fine. Lots of lovely comments from you guys here now. Thank you so much. Someone's asking, Anna is asking, what did I put in my dipping sauce? Could I repeat it once? Yes, I put peanut butter, garlic, lime juice, soy sauce. Was that it?
Did you say that?
Yeah, I think that was it. And I was also saying that you can change the peanut butter for tahini if you wanted to. And you can also add some water to either thin the sauce out or to make it like a more mellow flavor. Because the one I made is quite punchy.
Sriracha would be nice.
And someone also said in the comments before, that's a good reminder, Rob, thanks, that you can put sriracha sauce in the dipping sauce as well. If you like some spice, it's really good. Or any other hot sauce. Tanya says, I'm sad to have missed this live event. Maybe next time. I hope so that you can join next time, Tanya. I had a really good time. I hope we can do this again. Mansi says, thank you for the live interactive session. Well, thank you. Thanks for all your comments. Saponeto says, so yummy. I'm glad yours turned out good. Visi says, thanks. Thank you. Agi. Hi. Okay, I think we're coming to an end. Thank you so much for joining. I almost don't want to leave. I just want to stay and chat forever. But let's do this again. I hope you feel the same way. And it feels weird. How am I meant to finish this now?
How do you normally finish videos?
Yeah, I know how I normally finish videos. But first, I'm just going to say that this is like typical me. Whenever we see friends, I can never say goodbye. I'm terrible. I just keep talking and like keep just thinking of other things to say rather than just saying goodbye. But I think I'm going to have to, since I'm the one in charge of this live stream. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all your comments in the chat. I hope you've enjoyed this, that you've had a good time. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. And take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next video, in the next live stream. Take care. Bye.